Welcome back, everyone. This is It's Your Call. I'm Lynn Doyle, and it's a special series that we're presenting this month on focusing on women. And one of the things that we're talking about, among many, is women as leaders. So I posted the question on my Facebook page, who makes a better boss? And of course, everybody thinks that we're going to hear all pro-women comments. Well, guess what? That's not what I found out at all. I'm going to share a couple of the responses with you. Now, this first one says, well, either or. It just depends on what kind of all-around person he or she is. I honestly think a good boss needs both the personalities of a man and a woman. They have to be compassionate, yet firm, and they have to have a good frame of mind. To be a good boss, one must have people skills above all else. Okay, that's one. But this next one says men, they are all about the money and the business. Females take things way too personally. Now, Mark says a woman. That's it. He just says a woman. So, hey, Mark, you got our vote. Thanks very much. So were you guys surprised? I mean, they were just, that was one man, one woman, one middle of the road. But I have to tell you, my personal responses, there were many, many that said men because they're just more cut and dry. Well, they don't take things
I think one of the reasons they might have said that is because there are more men who are bosses than women, and they haven't had as much experience with women, perhaps.
Right. And or seen women in leadership roles where we've had a chance to demonstrate that we have what it takes to be effective leaders.
I have two comments. One, the email from Mark may have been from my husband or son. They're both named Mark. So that's easy. And I would say that being the CEO of the Girl Scouts, our goal is for that answer to unequivocally be about women and girls, because what we're trying to do is build girls to be leaders, to give them the courage, the confidence, the character to make the world a better place. And so it's really, it undergirds what we do. And so hopefully over the next few years and over the next 10 years, the answer will be a woman.
Okay,
well,
so
I think that men and women have complementary characteristics and strengths that can really help each other out. So it's not as much men versus women, but it's about women and men figuring out how to complement each other in the workplace to allow each other's feminine and masculine energies and assets complement to have an overall better outcome.
Okay, so if there was a piece of advice that you would want women and men watching this show to take away on how we can enable women to be better leaders and we can be an advocate for women, what might it be? What might it include?
Sure. I would say to build currency, and that currency is trust and respect. It is the greatest currency in the world. It moves nations. It is not about your position or your power. It is about the trust and respect you have in that workplace.
I'm so glad you used that R word, because on an earlier show we talked about the fact that a lot of women don't seem to respect themselves, and it's hard to look at them as role models or what we see on TV these days, the way women act on television, and say, oh yeah, there's our leaders for tomorrow. So we do have to respect ourselves.
Right. Well, I still unfortunately see so often, I have the blessing of being in a bunch of different industries and going in different corporate environments. I see a lot of women who are inauthentic because they believe they're supposed to be this one way that's so masculine, and it's not really who they are, but they believe they have to be that way to be a leader, and the reality is not. You can use your feminine sense and your collaboration skills and your gratitude to really earn respect from other people.
And that's a key piece of advice. How about you, Leslie? What would you suggest?
I'd suggest that wherever you have the opportunity to take the time, to spend the time with women, to talk with them about their opportunities, and again to emphasize the fact that there is no one single path to leadership.
Okay, you guys have been such great role models showing that everybody here has had a different path to becoming a leader. And finally, how about you, Councilwoman?
And then lastly, when we live every day with realities like, again, putting my hat on as an elected official, we've never had a United States Senator in Pennsylvania. We've never had a governor in Pennsylvania. So let's create a pipeline of young women who can ultimately step into those shoes. And that takes a lot of work, time, and commitment.
All right, I want to thank you all for being here and for being ongoing role models to women of all ages, and particularly to the young girls. So thank you very much for that. And I'm going to add that, again, what I do when I give all these speeches is you have to get out there and vote. As you say, you can't complain if you don't exercise your right. The suffragettes died for us to have that right, so you need to exercise it. Listen, next time up, women as victims. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us.